Hi everybody, how are you? I just wanted to first, before I say anything about the mission that I wanted to complete, I first want to thank everybody for your donations, for your support in making my mission happen to feed the less fortunate people in Peru. So I'll begin with saying that my family here and my family in Peru came together, and we collected money to make baskets that were full of food that would help the less fortunate people in Peru. My sister-in-law Araceli made about 150 baskets, and those 150 baskets we were able to feed the people in Peru. So first we started off with going to a church. It's like a church school, and they had 45 children there, different ages. I think the youngest was maybe 3 or 4, I'm not positively sure, all the way up until about maybe 15. So we handed each one of the girls and boys a basket and stuff, and a basket of food. And during that time, handing each basket to the children, it kind of was like a surreal moment for me, because obviously I was born in Peru and I was adopted to the States, and I thought that I could be the one receiving. I could have been the one receiving that basket, because one woman, she was nursing her baby, and we had said, come, we have food, and she was like, what? And we're like, come, we have food for you. And she was like, what, me? Why me? And we're like, just come, get your food. And she came, and you could see the expression and how happy she was. Another woman we also gave food to was a woman who had a child in her hand. And same thing, we told her, here's your basket. And she had shown us that she had change in her hands, and she didn't have enough money for food, and here we came with the baskets. Our second day there in Peru, we actually found an orphanage that had children the ages from 4 to 17. I think there were about 20 kids in there. And we had spoke to the director, and the director had asked what the children needed, and the director had given us a list. And me, my husband, and my brother, and my sister-in-law, and my niece, we all got together. We went to the supermarket. We, bought everything on the list. It was basically just a shirt and jeans they wanted, and a pair of shoes. That was it. But we bought so much clothes for them. We bought them rice and eggs and all that stuff. We bought them detergent, hygiene products for them, and we filled them in these bags and whatever. And we all packed it out, all 5 of us together. We all worked together, and we dropped it to the orphanage. And it was amazing, because when we dropped it to the orphanage, and the director came out, and all the kids actually came out and helped us take all the stuff out of our car and brought it into the orphanage. And I thought that was really nice of them to do that. And there was one girl named Mia. I think she was about 8 or 9 years old. She wanted to just say something to us, to me and my family. And she basically just said, thank you so much for the clothes and for the food and everything that, everything that you've done for us. And that was really sweet of her, because like I said, she's only 8 or 9 years old. And she was able to express, the thanks in her. And we got to speak to, what was the lady's name?
Sister something. I'm
Yeah.
not sure.
I'm sorry, we forgot her name. We got to speak to her, and it turned out that she was an American. She spoke English, and she just got to Peru 2 years ago. She briefly told us her life story. Basically, right out of college, she went on the mission field. She fell in love with it, and she came to Peru, like she said, 2 years ago, and just absolutely loved it. And this is where she wants to stay. We weren't able to go inside because the babies were sleeping, so we just kind of stayed outside, and we got to talk to her. And I asked her also if we could volunteer. She said yes, we could definitely volunteer. So I look forward to doing that when we go back in November or December to go volunteer.
Hello everyone, I'm Sister Kelly, and I'm here in Villa Salvador, Peru, and I'm very happy to have met Maria. And I asked her to do the video with me to say hello, and Maria and her husband Rob and her friends here, I want to give so much thanks. I'm very touched today to just meet this wonderful couple, hear some about her story, and to receive this providence for the children. No? Just my mom is here visiting me from America. I'm American, and just today I was looking at the children, and she wants to know why I'm here. No? And every day I'm reminded of the beauty of the life of each child that arrives at this door. And I've seen adopted, and I've seen receive great opportunities. And so thank you all for remembering us, for praying for us, and for your support. I'm very appreciative. A big hug, and thanks especially to Maria and her confidence and her courage and her generosity for Kelly. So thank you all.
We also did another day of handing out the baskets in the car or whatever the car, and we had given out like the rest of our baskets, and we had no more baskets. And I remember like pulling away from where we were, and as we're pulling away, we see behind us like 10 people running after us for the baskets, but we had no more. So as we're driving away, we have to come back around to leave the place. And as we're coming back around, we see these people coming at us. We see this guy on crutches, like desperate for food. We went back to my brother Wilmar's house to pack up the rest of the baskets. And we went back to that place, and sure enough, when we came back down the street to that place, here we see the women and that man with the crutches. They remembered us, and we gave them the basket of food and stuff like that.
So there were some particular people down this crowd. This ended pretty much the mission where we had given food out, and this is after the crutches. So we had about, I think maybe like 10, 15 baskets left, and then we were supposed to get rid of those. So we looked to the left of us as we're driving, and just see like the whole field. It just looked like garbage, just garbage bags. The dogs are actually eating the garbage as well. So if you go down there, there's dogs everywhere, and they're opportunistic. They'll eat anything. So they're eating the garbage, and then you see about maybe 4 or 5 people digging through the trash. They're digging through with their hands, trying to find maybe some bottles or something like that, something that's of value, or maybe some food. It was pretty heartbreaking. That actually got to me right there. So when we gave them baskets, it was very satisfying to give them some baskets. So it made their life a little easier. A couple of old people we gave to, there's a lot of elderly people there that looks like they have no aim, and there's nothing going for them in life. They got carts, they're picking up bottles from the ground if they can find them, and they're just walking around like they have no hope. But when we give them the baskets, and there was a little Bible verse with that basket, hopefully we've given them something to eat, but hopefully we've given them hope for the future, and hopefully they turn to Jesus Christ.
Yes, and we drove to a less fortunate town, and we started handing out a few baskets to the people and stuff like that, and they were very appreciative of that. And as we're handing out the baskets to the people, we see right in front of us, and we see to the right of us the streets, and we just see people like running for the baskets. And thank goodness that we had 2 cars full of baskets, that we were able to give all those people the food that they needed. And it was emotional, definitely emotional to know, like, when I saw their houses, it kind of reminded me of the shed that my father built back when I was growing up in my backyard. But theirs was more like pieced together. So it was kind of sad to know that people live like that. They don't have the lights and stuff like that. They don't have food. They don't have all the things that we have and stuff like that. And no running water. So it just reminds us of how blessed we are, and how good God is to us, and He takes such good care of us. And we should all be blessed for having, food, a house, car, etc., etc. So that night we were able, just like I said, to hand out the rest of the baskets, and it was definitely a great experience to do that. The last day we had only like 6 baskets left, and we wound up giving it again to just people on the streets. But there was one woman, we went to her house. I think she was an elderly woman, and she came and she told us a little bit about her story and stuff like that. How she only makes, I think it's $4. What is it, like $4 a week?
The equivalency of $4 a week.
$4, yeah, $4 a week. She lives in a little room in this house that she rents from, and it's just sad. It's just sad to know that people live like that. So we were able to give her 2 baskets, that would help her for the next couple of months. So overall, our mission was a great mission. There were many tears, happy and sad tears. It was a lot of work. I didn't know how much work really it was going to be put into this, but it definitely was a lot of work. We did have a little bit of bumps, and the bumps for me personally was the hot weather. It was so hot, so humid. I couldn't breathe. I just couldn't breathe during that. And I thought at one time when I wasn't feeling, I was so hot, so exhausted, I didn't think I was going to be able to finish my mission. But I realized, I prayed to the Lord, and I told the Lord I can't come all this way to fail this mission. So I did what I had to do. We regrouped, prayed, and back out again. And it was amazing to see my family, how happy they were to be a part of this. And they were like excited every day. Are we going to go out? Are we going to go give the food? And it was such a, I was trying to share that experience with them. And I, from that experience, I also learned and I also grew. So overall, I loved it. I can't wait for our next mission. Even, my brother's like, what are we going to do next? So I'm so excited to do our next one. And once again, I just want to say thank you, everyone, for donating, for supporting me, for seeing my vision. And now that vision came to pass, and I'm so appreciative of every one of you. I love you all so much, and I thank you from the bottom of my heart.